So basically, this introduction of scan aids into computer input devices solved a large problem because of the real life paper-based information, the processing where those type of softwares are not available initially. So at that period, okay, after third generation of computers, input devices like in keyboard and all those things came into it, and no technologies because of the human-based uh, input need to be given to computer to work. So in order to feed computer with documents, okay, papers or any other type of photos, images that's taken from a or captured from surroundings can be given to a computer by grabbing the object using this kind of scanning software and associated. Basically, these are very much important actually. So graphically, these are all things. These documents can be grabbed and make it as an image or a PDF format, and we we can feed lot of amount of large volume of input to a computer using this type of scanners. So initially, like our I am telling in our digital camera and all the classes, the initial stages of scanners are very much large sized systems, okay, and it is, not to operate that, we need to have good knowledge about the working principle and all those things. But now we have very small handheld devices available. We can scan object with very ease of working. Okay, so like that, all devices, all input devices or any other devices have a lot of technology improvements, and now we'll be having a lot of provision to work with that without knowing the entire procedure and all things. Okay, so all those things become very user friendly in nature. So that is the common thing when we talked about scanners also. So basically, these scanners are used to grab or take input from outside world, like papers or books or images, into a computer as an image format or a PDF format that we already know. So we can say these are some of the specification of aspects of a particular scanner machine. Okay, there can be different type of scanners available. We can look into that later. Okay, there can be different type of scanners available in market. The first one is the major type of desktop machine based scanners that can be used in offices and all home based purposes. That is called flatbed scanners. These are very much used nowadays, and from the initial stage also this type of scanners are used mainly. Then sheet fed scanners are there. This scanner is used in setting information, key pages, large sized pages of information to a computer. And this categories, but I just listed some of the categories for just getting an insight into. Okay, then handheld scanners are there. There are lots of handheld scanners available. Like very basic thing is barcode reader is one of them. Then in our shops and all, we will be having credit card or billing softwares that will be having scanners associated with, and most of that type of devices. And in our airport and all, there will be having scanning hardware that will scan and detect some presence of some metal and some of things. And these scanners are connected to computer and the real scenario. At that time, what happening when one customer entered to an airport, they will scan using some principle of this kind of mechanical and physical principle. They will the type of object or something present in the bag or in the body of that person. Okay, like that, it can be a handheld scanner or a scanner implemented or installed in a particular area that will scan the entire portion, and it will be some hidden particles can be obtained from that. So there are, like our digital camera revolution, a scanner revolution also happened, and we can even scan objects that cannot be seen by a people, human being. That kind of scanning procedures are available nowadays. The presence of water can be scanned in the presence of inside the right soil. Okay, we cannot see actually by naked eye, but using specialized scanners and all with lot of technology like IR and a lot of rays and reflections, we can use very tedious task. Okay, we can perform very tedious task in a ease of manner and without the intervention of human. The automatic type of machines are available that will travel and take the surrounding details. Okay, if it is not reachable by a people person, there are land rovers or rovers that can associated with this type of rover mechanisms or machines can have the pre-installed scanners and detailed cameras. Okay, that will scan the entire region and find out the presence of something or the absence of something for the betterment of human. Okay, better opportunities of getting idea of what are the things that are present in an area. So like that, there are a lot of things are happening in that field. Scanning become more and more easy and a lot of tedious tasks can be performed. And these are another thing, drum scanners are very basic type of scanners that is used to scan similar to flatbed scanner, but it is not used for multiple pages of, it's not for lot of information. You just scan a single paper per time. It is very slow comparative to all other type of scanners. And this is the another type of scanners, 3D scanners that is available, not to grab the entire 3D structure. Like this is very much used in very much really used to object animation movies and all, or gaming and all. We can grab the entire object, the exact characters for that movie or the game, and we can make them animated. Object is grabbed from using that type of camera. The shape and all those things will be grabbed, and we can apply different animation effects and on it, and we can make a better modification of that. This is very much used in animation and 3D type of thing, sort of thing. So just obtaining the entire 3D structure of an image. Most of the other scanners are not entirely get the entire 3D structure. Most of them is the above mentioned scanners are only used for scanning 2D, two dimension like length and breadth of the object. But using a 3D scanner, we can grab the entire object. Okay, the length, width, and breadth, and the what is that one? X, Y, Z proportions can be, and the entire view can be obtained like a natural perspective, realistic perspective. So 3D scanners are very much important nowadays. So a lot of technologies are using that for the betterment and creating constructions and all. Just making a copy of that and creating another object with ease in order to draw some, in order to create some building. Okay, we just start with a plan. Actually, if you are having already, we have a plan, okay, or a house, we just make it as a copy of that house. By using these scanners, we can entirely grab that structure of the house. Or if you have a vehicle, okay, a new car, okay, how that car is getting plotted or designed or model, we can just grab the structure of the vehicle and we can just modify some of the areas using some video editing tools. Okay, like that, we have a lot of provisions. When you have 3D scanners available with you, we can make some changes on the existing objects and we can modify that easily. Okay, these are very much important in scanners, and these are the very much useful application of scanners in nowadays. So with this kind of scanners, I just shared some of the images from different sites, and this is a flatbed scanners that is available in our most of in home purpose and industrial purposes. We just use for office automation tasks. Okay, just taking documents, okay, scanned into computer, okay, letters or or result papers or anything that can be fed into flatbed scanners can be scanned as a detailed copy in your computer. And sheet fed scanners are mostly used in industry, like we can say large sheet of paper is fed into the scanner. Okay, in this image itself, it is showing that like that. Okay, so it is very fast compared to other type of scanners. In other type of scanner, we need to manually place images, okay, documents one by one into the flatbed scanner. Sheet for scanners are the, if a large sheet of document is there, we can just put it there. It will automatically rotate and make it done. Then handheld scanners like barcode readers and a lot of other readers, fingerprint readers or all biometric readers, all are working under this handheld scanners principle. There are other type of retina scanning. All those things will be there. It can be recommended as a handheld scanner, but the problem with handheld scanner is it is not that much quality perspective. We see it is not used for getting a quality data into the computer. For better quality and all, we will use other type of machines. Okay, and to process it and all, we will use it. To the main use of handheld scanner is just getting something and identify that. Okay, just getting the barcode and identify that. That is used for barcode readers. That is a type of handheld device. And another is just getting the fingerprint. There can be a handheld type of thing, or just getting the retina scan. Okay, and just identify who is he. He is the authorized person or the identification. The person with that retina is matching to the database of the organization, and he is working in their organization. To just verify that. Okay, so fingerprint scanner. So all those things will be having that different type of handheld scanners available, and other type of scanning facilities are available for biometric scanners also. And this is one example for 3D scanners in which we can place the object you want to grab into the scanner. Okay, here also we will be having a lot of handheld type of 3D scanners available. A person can move, okay, grab the object when he moves around the object. Okay, he needs to be very much knowledge about the angle in which we need to move and to get the exact object in the exact shape and posture. Okay, so handheld scanners operated by 3D scanning objects. You know, to take 3D structure require the operators with have a lot of uh, good idea about this. Okay, and different type of 3D scanners are available nowadays also. Various type of, these are one very basic examples of these 3D scanners. So one, the left side is one type of scanner in this case, and right side is another type of scanners in which a small objects can be grabbed. Okay, like jewelry. Okay, jewelry type of small images, those objects can be grabbed if you place that in a small box-like scanner. This is a small type of scanner that we can introduce with small type of objects. And other one is another type of scanner, like the flatbed scanner, but it is not closed. Okay, the lid over it will not be closed. It will be perpendicular to the horizontal plate, and we can place the object over that area, and it will take the entire object over it. And these are some of the examples of different type of scanners. There are much more, lot of variety of scanners are available. So we visualized type of scanner called flatbed scanner that is used in desktop along with desktop computers or laptop computers in offices or home purposes. Basically, it is type of that scanner. Okay, you can find out. Okay, you all will have the idea about this type of scanners. You sometimes you found this type of scanners in when your home will be having this type of camera. Some of you have noticed this, or some of you have operated this type of scanners in your home or college. Our college itself have this type of scanners in our printing rooms or now you can scan your certificates or zeros, taking zeros room and all will be having this type of scanners available. Then basically this type of flatbed scanners are mainly used for grabbing a document with a size of A4 sheet and less than that A4 sheet, like letters or images or for passport size photo or some type of the actual size of that flatbed scanner can be shown or displayed into the printer screen. So you can see that flatbed scanner is in the top of that scanner is a lid, and that lid is having some the portion in which the document is fed is in the bottom of that is having a glass plate over it, and above the glass plate it is having the a coated white sheet. Okay, we can look into that why it is a white sheet and a glass there. So basically this type of scanner it will be having, okay, I think you are able to see this, okay, somewhat clear. Are you able to see this image? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the internal view or inside view of a structure of particular flatbed scanner. Inside view is like this. And the one end of this scanner, you know, there is a light source associated with flatbed. Whenever you operate a scanner, a light is reflected and light source is emitting some light over it, and it will get us whenever you operate such type of scanning. That is because there is a light source in the one part of the flatbed scanner, and that you can show by this black box, black shape, okay, black metal box is there. It is a type of thing that will be having lot of things inside. It's a type of wall, or we can say it is a handheld device. And okay, it's mainly we can say this head of the particular scanner. The head contains a lot of additional things, elements, objects that will be present in the head will move to front and back based on the object placed over the particular flatbed scanner. Actually, the flatbed scanner look like this, and you found there is a lid over it. There is a lid open. We can open it and we can place the document in the upside down. Okay. Then there will be a light source in the one end, and that will emit light, and that can have the ability that is attached in a uh, moving head. Okay, light source is attached in a moving head that can move from to front. Okay, using a cable and type of motors are attached there, so it can that light source can move, and by moving that light source front and back, the paper or the document present upside down will be having the reflection into the particular from the bottom to the top. Okay, that will reflect and that will fed sheet. Okay, over the right you can see the type of white coating over the lid. Okay, that lid will reflect back the light, and why this white color is because white color will reflect most of the colors, most of the light. Okay, if you are placing black and all, it will only absorb the light. Okay, so that's why the area in which the glass plate and it's over the lid will be having the white color. Okay, that is very much important related to physics and optics. Okay, the light reflected from the object. Okay, the area in which that light is fed is the glass plate from the source that is moving across the glass plate, and that is in the fashion of moving from one area to another area. Okay, one beam of light is passing from one end to another end, and it will come back when the scan is over. Okay, this is attached into a moving head. That moving head will have the one of the important thing called light source, and there are some most of the other things are there. Important things like mirrors for properly reflecting the light source. Mirrors are there. Then there are some lenses to the reflected light is fed back to the lens, and that from the lens it will be getting the appropriate light intensity to the particular type of CCD sensors. Okay, charged coupled devices, and these CCDs are also used in digital camera. Okay, and this light is same. The light is mainly focusing and like based on the intensity of light, the charge coupled device will create a stored voltage. Okay, or it can be generating some type of electrons. The energy of the electron is based on the intensity of the light. So light intensity is converted into electron based voltage, and that is done by CCD, okay, charged coupled devices. And this kind of devices is very much important in converting light into particular voltage, and this voltage then convert into digital format by some analog to digital converters. These are the main phenomena happening in cameras and CCDs. Both will work based on the light reflection and all, and based on the reflected light, what are the information the reflected light will be having, what object it is captured, okay, will be converted into voltage measures. And this voltage measures is actually the analog waves we need to get into a digital format, so we use ADCs, analog to digital converters. So there are various parts inside this flatbed scanner. So main part is a moving head and a glass plate and a lid over it, over the flatbed. Okay, the flatbed will have the provision to place your document upside down. The upside down document will scan from one end to another end. Okay, and you can place your flat head, the flat panel. Reflection is based on that, and there are some messages that is written over the flatbed scanner when you place your papers and all. That will notice, that will make you understand how much size of paper or how much document size can be placed over it at a simultaneous time. The glass size, you can see a glass over it, and you are placing document over that glass. So that glass will be having some over the, there are labeled with some centimeters or millimeter readings. Okay, this is for just what type of paper we can place. If you are placing A4 sheet, it is having a length and breadth. Okay, can be some millimeter or some centimeter of length and width. Like that, you can notice how we can place it efficiently to make good source of information into the computer as written form. So, and then so as the image, this image structure of the scanner image tells you, this is the bottom part. This will one end, okay, in which we can connect a wire to from the computer to the scanner. Okay, that will be a parallel port or a USB port. Okay, from that, okay, that wire is then connected to this analog to digital converter, and it will be there in after this moving head. The moving head is also having CCDs, analog to digital converter, then mirrors, and all are placed over that moving head. It's a physical structure, it's like a box-like structure, and there can be some type of moving motors that is attached on the right side or left side. Based on that, this type of flat head can move front and back. Okay, the moving rotation of that motor will help you, and there are some belt that will take you to front and back. Okay, and whenever it moves front, there is a main scanning happens from left to right in order to scan the object. Okay, and there are front to move back and left to right scanning are there, and this light source is attached to moving head, will send some light into the flatbed given document, and reflected light is given to the mirrors. Okay, there can be some many number of mirrors, So there can be mainly there can be 3 types of mirrors. Okay, that will actually filter our light, and then this filtered light is sent to scanner lens, and scanner lens will actually proportionally take the voltage. Okay, the light measures. Okay, light measures into CCD, and CCD based on the intensity that will convert into voltage, various voltage levels, and then it is fed to analog ADC. That is the main thing. So these are the major part of a flatbed scanner. There is a very much important part called charged coupled device. An array of electron that can be, the array of information can be stored. It is a like an array. Each array is a type of pixel, or a type of not actually a pixel. It can be a type of electronic component. Like we can say some type of transistor or something like that. Every minute transistors can store voltages. Okay, like that. There are many number of array of electronic components that is spread into a charged coupled device that will store the information. And these mirrors, okay, mirrors will be there. Then scan head will move. Then glass plate, in order to have the reflection into the object, we need to have a glass plate that will pass light from the light source to the placed over the glass plate. There will be the document placed, and it will reflect back, and the lamp will be providing the light. Then there is the lens. There are the mainly one lens that will move your intensity based on the type of lens based on your color. Color, there will be having RGB type of lenses or mirrors that will provide intensity based filter. Then there will be a cover that will be a lid, and that lid is having a white color because of not reflecting. Most of the colors will be, or light will be reflecting back to the object itself. Okay, then these filters are inside the are also along with these mirrors that will filter. Okay, then a stepper motor is there, and this motor will work because of the flatbed scanner will be having a provision to move front and back. Not to move front and back, the motor will perform that movement for you. Mechanical motion is performed by stepper motor. Then there is a stabilizer bar in order to, if there is a, okay, one example is why we need a stabilizer bar. Whenever the motor moves, there will be some vibrations. In order to stabilize that vibration into a stable form, in order to make the document scanning smoother, we are using stabilizer bar. Then we will be having a belt in order to move front and back. If the motor is attached to a connected to a belt, that belt and the moving head will be, the movement is supported by the moving head. Then power supply will be there for working this type of motors. We need some 12 volt. Okay, and there will be having some capacitors and so step down type of things will be there in order to convert 12 volt output into this kind of working power. Okay, so there are interface port to connect to your computer. It can be USB port, USB or parallel port that can transfer data from scanners to your computer. Okay, and there are control circuitry will be there. The working of this electronic component. This is not a mechanical component. Actually, there are a lot of circuitry, and mechanical motor will be there that is connected to this circuitry, and the working in their data transfer in this type of thing. Okay, there are a lot of things, CCD to analog conversion and all things will be there. That is done by this control circuitry. So these are the main important part of the flatbed scanner. Then this will give you an entire idea about the working. The entire thing is explained here. You can go through it. I think all those things I have covered. So this is another picture of, okay, the working of flatbed scanner. You can, so the image itself tell you most of the information I have told you. Okay, so the flatbed is there, and there is the flat plate that is labeled as original. We can place your document that you want to fed into computer, okay, upside down, okay, and the light is moving. Okay, there is a light source or lamp that is moving front and back. Okay, when it moves front, it will transfer, okay, a ray of light to the document from that area. It is when while it is moving, it will fed light into every area from front to bottom, and the reflected light is fed into mirror, and mirror will reflect it back to a lens, and lights will provide filtering and all based on different colors and all. It will fed into the voltage measured as CCD values is stored in arrays of information. Then the voltage is converted to analog to digital conversion, and it is fed into your particular computer using these parallel ports or connectives. Okay, then it can be saved in image, or it can be converted into PDF based on the software scan software that is used. Okay, these are all things that I have covered or mentioned. Okay. So another important thing is whenever you talked about scanners or documents or images or working of camera and all, there are very much important term is resolution. So you all familiar with the same resolution in a computer screen will be having a resolution, or a image, any visual display unit video will be having a resolution. Better resolution means maximum resolution. If there are more resolution, more number of pixels will be there horizontally and vertically. So that will tell you how much clarity will be there in your pixel. So in our times, in our this is not exactly similar to our this video visual display. Screen based resolution is not exactly similar as the resolution of our camera. Okay, how much information can be available obtained over a unit inch square? Okay, how much pixels are present in a unit inch of scanning? Whenever you scan an object, how much the size of the object is can be a A4 sheet size or a passport size photo based on your object. Okay, how much information is stored in that image? Okay, for a how much pixels are there present in a particular unit square of 1 inch is called the dots per inch. It's actually the resolution dots per inch. Whenever it increases the dots per inch, it will provide maximum clarity, maximum detail of the information or the image or the object. Okay, there are 200 dots per inch means 200 pixels are arranged in a unit square with 1 inch length and 1 inch breadth. Okay, width. Okay, breadth or width. So that small unit, okay, small 1 inch square will contain at least 200 dots per inch. Dots means actually this dot is not for small dots. That this is used for pixels or pels. Okay, dots per inch. So there are a maximum this dots per inch resolution of cameras or scanners are available 600 and 400. That is very much high as compared to all those things. Okay, these are very much heavy type of output. So the output will be much heavier in size. So whenever you store the file as output, a A4 sheet of image will have some type of, if this 1 inch will itself have some this much pixels, and every pixel will at least we need to have a, if a color image, we need a 24 bits per pixel to store all colors. So 200 into 24, so one square inch will be having 200. So what is your size of your object? Can be 12 inch or 10 inch. Okay, so that image, okay, that object will be having very high size, heavy size. That's why we are using a lot of compression technique, image compression and document compression technique, in order to reduce the size of the object in order to easily manage it. Were very utilized type of things in graphics. Most of the time, these are the things that why we need to compress. Okay, not to reduce the space, okay, storage, okay. So because most of the time when a small high quality HD quality image need to be stored, it will take more 10 MB storage, okay. So now to when we apply some compression, okay, codecs or this image, in this type of compression like JPG compression, okay, to definitely reduce this right into 1/10 of the image, original image. That's why lot of other type of BMP formats are available. Each format is why there are different formats for images. We are applying different type of compression technique. Every for example, it's like I said, okay, JPG is applying some type of 1/10 of compression using some other compression algorithm, and some other type of BMP type of things will be following another compression algorithm, and it will sometimes reduce the size of the original file into 1/5 or something like that. And there is another category of compression, that is lossy compression and lossless compression. With that term itself, lossy means some data that is not relevant, mostly relevant in that document will be removed. In that case, we are removing some data from the original image or original document, and that how we are reducing the size of the image. But some other technique is called lossless compression, in which we are not removing any original data. We are making some use of some compression technique, mathematical technique, and like Huffman coding and all, like other other type of techniques, mathematical algorithms and all things can be used to reduce the size. So this is a very much important in mathematics and all, how to reduce the size, how the matrix formation and of the image. Actually, the information, say matrix format, the image is arranged in a metric format with dimensions. So how we can, without reducing the clarity, much clarity, how can we make a image size smaller? That is a challenging task that is happening there. So compression and decompression will be there. There are a lot of techniques. That is why there are something called codecs. Compression and decompression software or packages are available. So some of the video editing or audio editing or image editing software will be working on some type of some format of documents, okay, in order to support other type of okay version. So not format, we need to add some additional plugin for codecs, then only that will convert, that will operate, that is able to work with other type of versions, other format of files. So anyway, you will get some idea about that if you refer morely, okay, on different other portions. And next year, next semester, you will be having a computer graphics course in which this type of things will be there. Compression techniques and all will be there, I think. Okay. So this is a working of actual flatbed scanner, and this is somewhat different. Okay, somewhat a small difference is there between the camera based on the working area in which it is working. The camera is used for getting the real-world capture of information, okay, real-life information, and the scanners are used for feeding documents, okay, paper-based document or some related like that into. The basic principle is light reflection, and how that reflected light contains information is converting to meaningful detailed information. That is, these things are common. That conversion and all things are common in cameras and scanners. Basically, we are using CCDs there. We are using ADCs there. The circuitry is somewhat same. So the clarity and all comes with different type of digital camera. So these are the very important parts related to a digital camera and scanners. Okay. And there are some scanner modes in which, based on the area in which you are using, okay, if you are using it for a okay animation or creating animation or a graphical artist, okay, you are grabbing some line to phone can be there. If you are getting an image, okay, passport size image or image input, like that, there are a lot of scanner modes used based on our where we are playing this. Okay, these are the important things related to a scanner. Okay, much idea will be there, and there are some different consideration when you are with working with a computer scanner. It is having at least most of the time a photo scanner speed will be having 10 into 15 centimeter. Okay, 10 centimeter length and 15 centimeter width or white space there. This is the A4 size of specific that will support A4 size and lesser size. Okay, lower size. Then optical resolution will be 4800 dots per inch in the horizontally and vertically and horizontally. This many number of pixels will be present. Then minimum temperature is because of this small present, the circuitry is present, it will have temperature, it will provide some wastage of energy in the form of, so the temperature will be from 50 to 95. So these are also some consideration in order to work with a scanner. If generate more heat, it will damage the electronic components. If you have to verify that and all, okay, properly manage that device and all. So humidity, it will operate perfectly in this range of humidity. If the presence of water in the air is there, that is called humidity. So if it is maximum or more, that also your scanner. And power supply is less than 15 volts. Most of the time it will be 12 volt, so 12 watt. Okay, power will be required to work a scanner. 12 watt is mostly in our all computer parts. Okay, maximum uh, voltage power required for working a computer CPU fan itself is 12 watt. Okay, that is why the motors, that type of motors are there, type of supply is required. Using high speed USB for transferring information from scanner and all. Okay, whenever you choose a scanner for your home purpose and all, you have to have some idea about how much dots per inch it will scan, and the heat and humidity concerns, and that will be there in their documentation and all. You can look into that. Okay, so the OS nowadays almost, it's not a OS dependent thing, it's a platform independent, and all those things will be, the cross platform things will be available as scanners. The support of this now almost all devices is having this high-speed USB 3.0, 4.0 type of connect ports available. So we are not worried about that kind of things. Okay, so these are the things that is related to a type of scanner. In order to work a scanner, in order to operate a scanner, it's much is enough. But in order to troubleshoot a scanner and in order to troubleshoot a camera, we need to have much more idea what type of problem in working, or in order to shut down the computer digital camera and all. That is not enough. In order to get some idea about the working and all, I think this much is camera working and scanner working is enough. With that, we are concluding the topic in input devices. Okay, and today next class onwards we will be moving to the output devices. And I have given an assignment based on the actuators and sensors. You can, I have also extended the time to next week. Okay, so you can upload. You will get enough time. 3 or 4 weeks are over, I think. And along with that assignment, last class I have asked some basic questions. Okay, don't forget to, if somebody, I give some version and all, so don't forget to write that also. So these are, just read these PPTs. It will give you the entire information about the working of a flatbed scanner. There are various other scanners too. Are interested, you can go and find out the working. Mainly, it is the internal working is somewhat similar to this type of scanners. Of light source and how the light is getting reflected, and how many sensors used, how many lenses used, how many mirrors used, that will be different. So generally, the components are somewhat different, and some high-end features will be there in 3D scanners to grab the entire object. So most of the scanners are working in, rather than the flatbed scanner will be having a belt to move front and back, will be another drum scanner. That setup is somewhat different. The movement is somewhat different. The light source is moving in some other direction and all. Okay, so that is the difference actually. So instead of the drum scanner, okay, the sheet fed scanner, in which how the light source is grabbing the object, scanning the object, okay, get reflected, and all those things are different. Only that will be different, but the internal component will be much more similar, or some different based on the arrangement of these components in different or something like that. Okay, anyway, so is there any doubt related to this? We can ask. These are all basic ideas. Just we are having to cover. Okay, as a graduate student in this computer application, you at least know the working. What are the components present inside? Okay, if some trouble will happen with your scanner or camera, at least identify which component is that by getting an understanding about or insight into this type of things. That's the main thing that is better to. It's mainly focus of our course is targeting. Okay,